What it do, man? It's your boy Battle Truth coming to you live and direct from the Battle Truth headquarters, bringing you another episode of Pages, Chapters of My Life. So, at this time, I started dealing heavy. When I say heavy, I started dealing heavy like in the marijuana business. Not heavy like that, but selling like pounds of marijuana. I started selling like pounds of marijuana and things. And for the most part, Uncle Jay was gone. I had got rid of him, and I ended up just being a solo partner by myself, taking care of business. Just for the most part, dealing with a lot of females, you know what I'm saying? And my brothers and them were taking care of business on the other end of town, selling that heavy stuff, you know what I'm saying? But they would come get the weed and stuff from me. They'll come get the weed and everything from me. So they was doing their own thing. I was doing my own thing. I remember I had got bored being up in the spot, and I just wanted to walk around the hood, just get some fresh air, step out the spot for once, walk around the hood and things like that, mingle with some of the people in the hood. And right behind me where I would live, it was these one brothers I would from time to time talk to, kick it with, play cards and dominoes with and things like that. I used to wear all this jewelry around me all the time. Diamond rings on every finger. So I was just flexing and styling and flexing. So they was all out. And these brothers, they got like a lot of brothers. It's like a lot of them, like about 5 or 6 of them, like all brothers. And a lot of people used to chill at their house, come to their house. It was like the kicking spot, So when I come around, you know what I'm saying? Come around, people know me, but they don't know me. They know who I am and what I do, but I don't really kick it with them like that. But they definitely know who I am. And it's other brothers on the block like hustling, doing their thing. So somebody was like, y'all want to play dominoes? I'm like, yeah, let's play. You know what I'm saying? So we go in their crib and we playing dominoes. So you know how guys get the jacking on the domino table, talking crazy with each other, you know what I'm saying? Just jacking and everything, slamming the dominoes. So while we jacking, slam dominoes like, yeah, nigga, 15, get in that boneyard, we jacking. But we were getting aggressive on that domino table. So I took off all my rings and I set them like beside me. That's a house full of people though, some people standing over the tables, watching us play, you know what I'm saying? Some people coming in and out, you know what I'm saying? So we getting deep into the domino game and we jacking, crazy and, you know what I'm saying? It was 4 of us. It was 4 of us playing. It was a four way. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fellas up in the crib, girls and stuff. So when the game was over, I won. When the game was over, I'm like, look for my ring, like all my jewelry gone. I'm like, oh hell no. I'm like, where my rings at that was just right here? Well, I don't know. I'm like, somebody know, man. Where my rings at that right here? Oh, you sure you ain't drop them on the floor? I'm like, Man, I'm looking on the floor. They ain't right here, man. Where my jewelry at? Brothers don't want to help look out. Some people just like, man, you sure you set them right there? Yeah, I'm sure. I ain't even went nowhere. I was right here. You saw me take them off, set them beside me. We playing domino. It's four of us playing. Y'all can see who behind me or something. Y'all ain't see nothing? Oh, man. I'm like, all right. This ain't finna go down like this. Somebody gonna tell me something. Somebody gonna come up with my jewelry. I know that. I'm like, matter of fact, man, close that door, man. Ain't nobody finna be leaving out here, man, and my stuff still missing, man. I was like, man, what you saying, man? I ain't finna be standing up here, finna go. I say, look, ain't nobody finna leave till I find my jewelry, man. Until my jewelry come up, ain't nobody finna leave. Now look at my guy. I ain't gonna say my guy because we wasn't cool like that. We just were cordial. We just, had a mutual understanding of respect of being in the same hood and things like that. I say, look, fam, I'm a guest in your house. A lot of these guys I don't know. My stuff came up missing in your house. So either you gonna apply pressure and let me know that you ain't had nothing to do with this or I'm going to believe that you are involved in this some type of way. So let me know something. What's going, like, no, it ain't even like that, Kai, man. So I say, but that's what I'm saying, man. Where my stuff at, man? I set my stuff right here. Where my jewelry at, man? I ain't leaving here till I get my rings and stuff. And one of his brothers like, man, you BA nigga, who you think you talking to? I'm like, what did you call me? Like, you heard me, you be. I say, oh, so that mean you got my jewelry then, huh? Nigga, I ain't got your stuff. You ain't this, you ain't that, nigga. You think you run the hoods? I'm like, fam, you got my jewelry, don't you? Like, nigga, and if I had your jewelry, what? I'm like, oh man, come on, fam. We finna make this happen. At this time, I'm not even caring. He got all his brothers and stuff with him and things like that. So I'm like, let's go. Let's go right now, nigga. We go outside. We shoot the fade outside. Soon he come up. I popped off on pow. Soon I hit him. We was like on it. You know how like you coming up the steps, but then you got the little grass hill on the side of the steps. So soon you coming down the steps, it's like two separate flights. It's like one when you coming up to the house. It's one when you coming up to the house, and it's one when you getting in the house. So we coming out the house, the first flight, and the grass hill and stuff is like right there. So I come out first. You know what I'm saying? So I can, be like free, like what I'm saying? Because I wasn't finna come out second, not knowing what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew it was like a lot of them. And then I don't know who all the other people is in the house, and some people know who I am, but they never really saw me get down. They never really saw me get down. Some people just think that they know you get down, but they never see you get down. So soon I come out, I square up. I square up out the gate like, come on, man, what it is? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Dude come out, you know what I'm saying? All heat man up, and soon I come up, I crack, pow! You know what I'm saying? Soon I hit him. He fell, you know what I'm saying? Then his other brother come, nigga, you ain't my brother. I cracked off on him, pow! Then I stood back, like, got some more distance off me, like, you know what I'm saying? And then a couple of more came, then I was like, all right, I wasn't finna try to be super tough. When I seen like, okay, I ain't no telling how this finna go. I'm only by myself. Say, all right. So I got my distance, so I had like leverage in case I was outnumbered more and people come out of nowhere. So I just like was I still was squaring up, but I was backing away like till I knew that I was out of harm's way, sort of like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I'll be back. I went in the crib, got on the phone, called my brothers and I'm like, hey, where y'all at? Are we over here? I'm like, hey, I need y'all here like ASAP. Like, what's going on? Like, man, I was over there playing dominoes at such and such house, man, and all my jewelry came up missing. All my rings and stuff came up missing. I had to pop off on like two of the brothers and things like that, man, and they're a little deep over there. We on the way. I'm like, yeah, they finna see. I go in the crib. I'm already in the crib. I'm in the crib loading up. You know what I'm saying? So when they get in the crib loading up, my brothers and them pulling up like 10, 15 minutes later, they just pulling up. I'm talking about deeper than deep. So we all up in my house. I'm running it down to them what happened. And I'm letting them know how basically my hood is, because it's brothers coming from other places who don't really know the hood or what's going on. And then I know my brothers now. So I'm telling my brother, like, I say, look, when we get over here, let me handle everything. My brother like, man, come on, we going tonight. I say, no. Listen, before we go, listen to me, hear me clear. I'm controlling everything because I know how you is, fam. And I still have to get my jury. So it does no good if we go over here and I still don't get my stuff. Let me control everything and leave it alone. I said, we got a deal, right? He like, man, come on, let's go. I say, no, listen, man, I'm looking, and this is how it's going because I know him. I'm like, listen, man, we got a deal, right? Nothing move unless I say so. He like, all right, let's go, man, all right. Say, all right. So we go over there. Man, while we on the way over there, word getting out to everybody else, like, man, somebody stole Malachi jewelry. Somebody stole. More people steady coming. Man, this broad daylight. This like broad daylight, like no later than like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, if that. Man, we got the whole hood locked off. I'm talking about locked off. No cars could come through. We cut off traffic. Crazy. Like we over in the Middle East some type of way. I'm talking about broad daylight, Max, Tex, AKs, shotgun, everything you can name. Car steady pulling up. What's up, Kyle? What's up? I'm like, man, fall in line, y'all. Fall in line. You know what I'm saying? We here. Other drug dealers and stuff was around. So I tell some of the brothers, I say, look, shut all this down. Make everybody go in. Brothers going up to drug dealers and everything like, oh, you niggas get up in the house right now. Nobody come outside. This whole block is under arrest. We used another code word, but I'm just saying arrest. Everybody started going in the house. It was crazy because one of my ex, my first love, man. Not one of my first love, my first love, period. I haven't seen her in a long time, years. She was messing with one of the drug dealers out there and I didn't know it. So while we putting everybody under arrest, even the other drug dealers who was in the neighborhood, making them all like flee and leave, she noticed me and she noticed my brother. We don't notice her though because we on business. My brother heard a voice said, the female voice said, that's Gerard. And immediately my brother turned around like, he said, somebody just called your name, your real name. I said, my real name? Because people don't know my real name. He said, yeah, so a girl back there, somebody said your real name. Then we get to walking back there. Some people didn't get it because some of family know, but a lot of brothers that's out there like soldiers and things like that who just, you know what I'm saying, know the Malachi name. We get to walking a little down like, and it's my first love. I said, that's Tasha. Then my brother had to remember. I said, that's Tasha, that's Manny's sister Tasha. He's like, oh, like, I say, we good. She know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Because she saw us, she remember when we was younger, how we used to gang bang and get down. You know what I'm saying? But we go back. We hit the house. We come right up in the house. You know what I'm saying? Man, hey, now let's do this all over again. Where my jewelry at? You know what I'm saying? Man, we ain't got your jewelry, man. On everything. We ain't got your jewelry, G. We ain't got your jewelry, G. On the G, on King, on Chief. We ain't got. Listen, I ain't trying to hear none of that. I was in your house as a guest. My stuff came up missing. Where my jewelry, fam? Where my jewelry? You got to come up with something. You got to give me something. And we ain't got that long. Because I know all our people out there, police could pull up anything. Man, this was crazy. This was crazy. I sometimes I sit back and think about my life or what was going on. I know that God was with me. Not in the wrong and things I was doing, but just sparing me through a lot of my situations that I know I supposed to have life in prison behind. Because this was look, y'all had to see this. When I say we arrested the whole neighborhood, like I'm talking about on some like terrorism type stuff, where come on, man, it had to be like about 50 guys out there, all with submachines. I'm talking about. This is when I began to take over the hood. You know what I'm saying? Because people was like, man, them dudes serious. They don't play no games. Now, one of the brothers, the brother mother ended up coming. Somebody got wind of her, said something like, hey, I don't know what your son and them did, but that one dude, Malachi, got your whole house surrounded, the whole neighborhood. So they got wind of her, however. So she ended up coming home. You know what I'm saying? She ended up coming home. Wherever she was at, she must have been nearby. Now, mind you, my brothers don't know who she is, but I know who she is. You know what I'm saying? So the lady coming up, and when she coming up, one of the brothers like, hey, this lady on the door. You know what I'm saying? And my brothers them look like, who is that? Then I'm like, that's his mama. And when my brother heard that, you know, to him, he like, okay, they definitely finna give up something now, or they could say bye-bye to her. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as she come in, he grab her like, this y'all mama? You know what I'm saying? I know his look in his eyes. But at the same time, we on business, so I can't, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at my brother, he like, I'm only gonna ask y'all this one time. Where the jury at? They looking like, same thing. Look, I swear, she like, hold on, what's going on? Look, I just got it, what's going on? He's like, shut, you know, like, shut up. Called out her name, shut up. Your son's not finna get killed up in here, you too. They don't come off my brother's stuff. I'm looking at my brother like, what did I just tell you at the crib? Let me handle this, because he more of a hothead. I'm more of a thinker at that time for the most point. Even though we still was like radical. But for the most point. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, she like, Malachi, please. You know, just let me get to the bottom. I promise you'll have your stuff. My brother like, he can't tell you nothing. Just flip the script. You know what I'm saying? Cause he didn't flip the script. Cause see, this is what I say. This what's dangerous about when rolling with other people doing things, and because some people really get a high off this and a hard on this, and want to set an example to the other people that's following us and things like that. And that's how my brother was. He wanted the team and people to know that he didn't play no games. He ain't with negotiating and none of that type of stuff. So I look at him, right? And then I like, because there's other brothers in the house and to everything, they just waiting for the word. Like, get a word, it's a wrap. I tell my brother, I said, I'm giving him this look though, like, I ain't saying it in words, but I'm giving him this look like, you know what we just talked about type. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing, man? You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be handling this. Let me get to the bottom of this because, again, we don't have my stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I said, hey, what you doing? He giving me a look like, what you mean what I'm doing? I say, bro, no. You know what I'm saying? He like, but at the same time, still got moms. And my hand in the gun, I got like, I'm like interfering. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I say, I'm his brother. He ain't trying to squabble with me in no type of way. But at the same time, he looking at me like, what do you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at him the same way, like I'm not finna let you kill this lady. You get what I'm saying? I'm not finna let see, cause my thing is this. We get who we come to get. My brothers and them like, no, whoever with them get it. That type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm like saying, she don't know. She wasn't here. You get what I'm saying? And for the most part, she not responsible for her son's action. My brother think differently. He think this is something to bargain with. Either they love their mother or they don't. So, but I know him. So I know that look. And I know what he'll do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, I say, stand down. No. Then he looking at me like, I'm like, no. I say, no. She crying. The sons and them looking like, please don't. They don't have no idea what's finna happen. They just froze up. Then they like, Malachi, I swear on everything. Yeah, we got into it, but we don't got your jury. I promise you don't. His mom was like, Malachi, please, you know me. You know I don't do none of that stuff. I will get to the bottom. Just give me one day. Please give me one day, and I promise you, I will find out who got your stuff. I look at my brother, I'm like, let her go. And he looking at me like, I say, let her go. Let her go. I said, okay. One day. I wanted to get all our people up out of there because they were just out there. And people were steady pulling up. You could just hear things going on outside and everything. And I just wanted to get them out of there. We get everybody out of there. Everybody getting in the car. We go back to my house. My brother like, what was all that for? I'm like, she didn't know. She wasn't there. He like, man, we on business. You still ain't got, I say, yeah. I say, but I told you to let me handle it, man. You about to, no. He like, man, what I tell you about calling me, if we ain't gonna go all the way through it. I said, I called you. I can handle my own business. I actually called you to back me up on something. You know what I'm saying? to back me up on something. I could handle the situation. You know what I'm saying? You heard what he said. I told you that I fought 2 of them already. I just needed a little more support, but I ain't trying to catch no murder cases off some jury that I still ain't got or nothing like that, man. Especially killing somebody's mother behind the actions of her sons and she don't even know what's going on, man. No, I'm not reckless like that, bro. Come on now. He like, all right. Well, let us know tomorrow. Let us know tomorrow what happened if they ain't got it. I already know where they live and I ain't asking you nothing. I'm like, man. They leave. Tomorrow come. They mother come around to my house. She said, Malachi, we found out who got your jewelry. I said, who? She said, Aunt. Aunt got your jewelry. I say, Aunt who lived such and such? She said, yeah. I had like 3, 4 of my boys at the crib with me at that time. We go over there. Now, he had already heard what had happened. He didn't know how deep he was in. What he did was, he had left the jury like with his sister because he was living at his sister's house. We go right over there. You know what I'm saying? Sister already waiting with jury at hand. Like, she like, he don't live here, such and such. Here's your stuff, son. Never seen him again. I put on all my jewelry. Like, go back. The whole hood just looked at me differently. Like, man, them dudes ain't nothing nice. So I kept hustling. Then one day, my guy Mo, me and him were partnered up. And Mo sent this guy named Omar. Mo sent this guy he was dealing with named Omar to the spot to buy like a 16. At this time now I'm dealing in like powder and crack. So Mo sent Omar, me and Mo partners. So Mo sent Omar to the spot. Now I know Omar, but I don't deal with him. But I know my guy Mo deal with him. So Omar come to the spot, knock on the door. I'm like, who is it? He like, it's Omar. I'm like, what's good? He like, hey, Mo sent me down here. At the same time he's saying that, Mo hit my phone. Like, hey, Omar on the way down there. He want a 16. Omar like, you got a 16? I'm like, yeah, I got a 16. Come in. Close the door. The way I had my house barricaded though, where like the police battle ram couldn't get through. We had this door where you take the 2x4s and you drill it on top of the door. Then you drill through the floor. Then you take the 2 other 2x4s and you slide the door with the floor up against each other with the boards so that when they're hitting it, it resists. Then I had this other thing made like it was like this big old wheel that you like roll it and you sit inside in the middle of those things. So I did that. So Omar come in and I give him the 16th. So he asked me, he said, man, you got some Ziplocs? I said, yeah, I got a couple Ziplocs. He said, you mind if I just bag this up right here right quick? I'm saying to myself, like, I don't really like that type of stuff. I just want you in and out. But then I'm saying, this my guy. Not guy, but this my guy. You know, my guy sent him here. And I say, you know what? Yeah, go ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? You could use that table right there. So I give him the 16th. He bagging up. You know, I'm in a spot, so I just don't feel right while he bagging up his little 16, you know what I'm saying, that I just sold him for like $70. So, while he bagging up, you know, you're in the spot, you just leery, so I'm looking through the blinds, just looking around and things like that. Then I saw a police car at the end of the block, but facing my direction. I'm like the only one on the block, on this block, that's tipping. So I'm like, man, they locked in on here. So I go back to dude, like, I say, hey, get rid of that stuff right now. Flush it down the toilet, everything. Don't even worry about it. I'll give you another one, man. I think they finna hit me, man. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, okay, man. I'm like, yeah. So while he doing that, I'm going to take care of other things. Taking other pistols and stuff, sliding them down the vents, taking the other dope and work, putting it somewhere else, you know what I'm saying? Thinking he just getting rid of that little 16. True enough. They on the door. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, damn, that's them. Did you get rid of that, fam? He like, yeah, I got rid of it. I say, you sure? He like, yeah, I'm sure. I say, man, because I'm finna open up this door, man. You got rid of it all? Because they coming in here anyway. He like, yeah, I got rid of it. I flushed it. I said, okay. All right, man, I'm finna open up this door.